Welcome to Fallout 76. This is Jim. In this video, we're going to take a look at completing daily challenges for today, Friday, June 20th, 2025. Let's take a look at it and see what we got for today. Alright, we got some good ones here. I have many videos on my channel that'll help you guys out. Different ideas, different locations, easy areas, hard areas over there. If you're a brand spanking new player to the game, you're a returning player, even if you're an experienced player, there's a particular daily, weekly challenge that's giving you a hard time or trouble. I'm sure you'll find a video on my channel that'll help you. Try to keep my videos as updated as I possibly can. Of course, you guys are awesome with great comments and tips, which I greatly appreciate. Now, if you do wonder why I have more score than you, take a look at the top right hand corner of the screen. I have a 40% boost. Of course, 15% of that comes right off of the current Season 21 Season Pass on 2 pages, a 5% and a 10%. You can claim that by being a Fallout First member or by paying the 1,500 atoms for the Season Pass. And the other 25%, we used a score booster drink yesterday, and I usually recommend doing that especially on double score weekends like we have today. Now, the double score weekends started yesterday, Thursday. They go right through the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and they usually spill over into Monday as well, so that's pretty awesome. And that's why I have 40% boost going on right now. That extra score booster drink just pushes up a little bit more. Now, you will come across some old information from years ago, even some old posts where people will say, you know, make sure you save your weekly challenges for double score weekends, but that is no longer the case. Double score weekend only affects your daily challenges only. All right? All right, let's take a look here. See what we can do here, right here in our camp. Craft or scrap a ranged weapon 5. So a couple of different ways we can get some ranged weapons here in the game. We can go after some enemies, such as human enemies, blood eagles, cultists, communists. Go after scorched, super mutants, or mole miners. Get some ranged weapons that way, and then scrap them. Again, really all depends on how much time you have. There's also some places where we can find ranged weapons just kind of laying around. I usually find down here in Welsh is a really good spot down here. On top of the mole miners that are being down there, I would say there's at least, I would say at least 8 ranged weapons just laying around. It's a pretty good spot. As well as right up here in Somerville's docks, there's 1 or 2 up here. And the Somerville's dam, actually, just on either side of that suspension bridge, there is a shotgun on either side, so you can also check there. Even over here in Harper's Ferry, there's a lot of trap weapons over here as well, and you can grab some over there as well, so that's another good way of doing it. What you can also do is you can craft a couple weapons and then scrap them. Ready at your weapons workbench or any weapons workbench here on the map. Let's go to our weapons workbench here. We're going to go craft. Now, the ranged weapons I'm thinking of are these pipe guns. Now, these pipe guns we can craft right at level 1. And we learned these plans very early on in the game, like very early, almost right out of the vault. And even though it looks like they require a lot of materials, and so as you can see, there's only like 1 or 2 or 10 of each, and all those materials we can find very easily right down through Flatwoods or in around the forest area. So again, this is a great quick way of doing it. Let's go ahead, we're going to craft 3 of these bad boys. There we go, 3 for 5. And all you do is you scrap them that you just crafted, just like that. And again, it really all depends on how much time you have. You can, you know, go after some enemies, play the game, enjoy the game, and get some XP at the same time. You can definitely do it that way as well. Alright, let's see what's next here. We've talked about weapons here. Let's talk about mod a weapon 3. So ever since you leave the vault as a brand new player, pick up weapons, you pick up armor. Just one's laying around, one you get off of enemies, and you scrap it most likely. And after scrapping weapons and armor, you will basically get a mod for them. And whether you use that weapon day to day, your character will always know those mods for those weapons in this case. Okay. But the only thing you have to remember is when you do change a mod for a weapon, sometimes that requires special perk cards. Sometimes it requires maybe some materials that you don't have yet. Maybe you don't have followed first, maybe you don't have a scrap box, or you're very limited on the materials that you have. So I usually recommend, and this comes up with mod a weapon, is pick a weapon out that you know a skin for or a paint for. Is when you change a skin or a paint, no one requires oil. Alright, let's check the atomic shop here real quick. And if we go down here to skins, if we keep going down here to the weapons section. This will actually kind of show you what skins that are available to buy. Come up with the skins that you already own. So maybe you've been playing for a while and you're returning to the game and you're thinking, yeah, I think I do have some skins and paints for some certain weapons. Even if it's a weapon that you don't use day to day, okay, you can maybe have a weapon in your stash box, like something that doesn't weigh a whole lot, like a sword or a knife or something like that. And that way there, you just kind of keep that away, just change the paint on it and, do it that way, right? So it's really up to you what you want to do. But that's just what I suggest. Back out of here. All right, let's go to our, actually, I don't have a paint for the weapon I have right now. So let's grab a weapon here out of the old stash box here. Yeah, we'll just grab this guy here. All right, let's go ahead and go modify/repair. All right, so again, we're going to change the paint on this laser rifle. And again, as I mentioned, you can change, but as you can see, the requirements just kind of keep increasing. It depends on what it is. So let's go down here to paint, and let's go default paint. And as you can see, it doesn't require anything to switch it back to a default paint. Let's go ahead and do that. So see that didn't cost us anything at all. Let's go back to this Blue Ridge paint here. Only costs us 1 oil. Back to default appearance. Back to Blue Ridge paint. Back to where we are. Basically just costs us 2 oil. That entire thing. Pretty awesome. Nice, quick, and easy. Alright, let's go ahead and put that bad boy back before I forget. There we go. Alright, let's see the next one here. Mod a piece of armor, 5. So exact same thing that we just talked about for modding a weapon. As soon as you've been, playing the game, come out of the vault, you've been picking up weapons and armor, scrapping them. So even if it's armor that you don't use day to day, the mods that you get for those armors, your character will always know, okay? And the main thing you gotta remember is when you do change a mod for that armor, it may require some materials that you may not even have. Let's say you don't have follow first, you don't have access to a scrap box, so you might be very limited on the material that you have available to you to mod a armor or weapon, and could be really hard to do. So again, just like the weapons, I usually recommend having a piece of armor in your stacks box, or even armor that you wear day to day that a paint for. Let's go back to the atomic shop here. Again, under skins, down here to the armor section, very similar to the weapons section here. Again, I've never ever paid for paint for armor, and all these different paints I got off from previous scoreboards and season passes. It's a lot of them, and usually nowadays I don't even bother with them on the season pass because I just own so many paints just from previous scoreboards. All right, but again, this is where it will show you and even come up with maybe some armor paints that maybe you don't own yet for sale, so you just never know. Okay. But as you can see, it's just all the different types of armor we have here in the game and all the paints for. And I believe if you check the season passes, as I mentioned, usually there's a couple of paint. Look, there's a paint for a weapon. Usually there's some paint for some armor in here somewheres. I don't think there's very many this time around. Just mostly weapons here. That's weird. Yeah, it's interesting. So anyway, let's go to our armor workbench here. Let's go ahead and go modify/repair. The armor I use day to day is the Secret Service armor. It's underneath my outfit. And again, I have all kinds of paints for it, but let's use this left arm, for example. I can go ahead and switch up these different mods, but I might not have the requirements for it. So we go down here to paint. Again, let's go to default paint, which is not going to cost us anything at all. Let's go ahead and here we go, 1 for 5. Let's just go ahead, switch all these different paints here. Go back to no paint, radiant paint, no paint. There we go. Back to radiant paint, only costs us a couple oil, just like that. But again, at the end of the day, if you don't have paints or skins, maybe you're brand spanking new to the game, again, you'll be forced to use those mods and use those resources. But just to give you a little tip for, a little bit of insight for the future. All right, let's see what's next here, Jim. Scrap junk to produce copper 5. So fortunately for us, copper is a junk item, which we can use the bulk and scrap method at any tinker's workbench. Let's go ahead and go craft here. Go down here to bulk, we'll go down here to the C section. As you can see, bulk copper, all we need is 10 copper scrap and 2 plastic to bulk 1 copper. Then you go ahead and scrap his hands down the fastest, quickest, easiest way to complete this daily challenge. More so for the folks that are kind of short on time, or for people like to get things done quick and easy, the bulk and scrap method is very useful for most junk items here in the game. Now, I actually do have a video I made probably about 2 years ago now, and it is all time stamped. It's a little copper location farming video, and you can check that out if you so wish. It's a pretty good little video, and use my new equipment at the time, so you can definitely check that out if you're actually looking for copper. So let's go to a couple great spots I find. Those high-powered magnets right here in Blackwater Mine, it is a really good spot for those, I would say. I think there's about 3 of them there. There's also a couple of yellow canisters, which are also good for some copper as well. I believe even the blue canisters are good for copper, so Blackwater Mine is probably one of the best spots for copper here in the game. Now, I believe telephones are also a good source of copper. So right here, Eastern Regional Penitentiary, there'll be about 6 of them up there right in the visiting area through the front door. Usually a couple around Flatwoods and the Green Country Lodge, a couple telephones through there. Right down here at the Sugar Grove National Radio Astronomy Research Center. Down here at the White Spring Mall, actually you can use the north entrance. You can also use the front door entrance if you so wish, just an additional loading screen to get down to the mall. So those are some great spots for some copper. We're actually going to go to a pretty easy spot here today, the Landview Lighthouse. Let's pop up here today. Alright, there we go. Be a couple ghouls up here. We're actually going to go right to the lighthouse this time. Oh, there's the other guy down there. So right in the lighthouse here, we have these little lighthouse souvenirs. So let's go ahead and take that bad boy. We go under item, then new. You see a lighthouse souvenir, 2 copper each. Wouldn't think it, but there you go, just like that. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There we go. I think we only needed 5 though. Let's check. Yeah, we only needed 5, so that's good. So there's some down here. I believe there's some up top there as well. But yeah, this is really a really good spot for some copper. Let's head back to our camp and we'll scrap these up. Now you can go to any workbench to scrap them. Another player's camp, train station, now at the mall, what have you. Alright, let's go down here, scrap these bad boys up. Get past that keg there. There we go, just so you can see the copper. That's all it gives you is copper. These little things here are nice and easy. Everyone should be able to do that pretty quickly. Fairly close to Vault 76. Yeah, it's a good time. Alright, let's see what's next here. We might as well finish this one here off. Cripple and enemy limbs 6. So again, an enemy, basically everything is on the table when it says enemy. We're talking about humans, talking about insects, mirelurks, robots. We're talking about scorched beasts, ghouls, super mutants, mole miners, etc. Everything is on the, even the Brahmin down in Flatwoods, they are all considered enemies. And it says cripple a limb. Basically, all you have to do is shoot at them. You don't really have to use VATS all that much. It's basically shoot at them and eventually you'll cripple them. It is a real good way, but if you do choose to use VATS, there is a perk card that will help you out. It is under perception called Contrary to Fire. Now, this one here has been changed. So basically, if your perception is 5 or higher, this card is basically obsolete, right? But if your perception is lower, then it's good to use this card. And this card allows you to move your VATS around from head, torso, arms, and legs, so you can get multiple cripples per enemy. And that's very useful when you're trying to do weekly challenges. Alright, so let's go ahead here. As you can see, we get 4 or 6 done. So what are we going to go after here today, Jim? Let's just go after some nice, easy, scorched. Let's go to good old Somerville's Docks here. And again, it says enemy, so everything is on the table. It's all good. Right, let's run down here. Should be a little rad pup there. Burp. Not really working out that well, is it? Not working out well for us. Wow. Yeah, we haven't got one cripple. Huh, that's interesting. We've had good luck up to so far there. Oh, there we go. Now, as you guys can see, not all weapons are created equal when you're trying to cripple. Maybe I was going for the torso. Maybe that's what the issue was. Let's run down here real quick and we'll get this cat in here. I think we did try to do a couple of headshots. There we go. Now, if you have a 2-shot weapon like my handmade, if both shots land, that will count as 2 cripples. Pretty cool, eh? Awesome. Most weapons, like ballistic weapons, work quite well. The bow and arrow, the crossbow, plasma caster, plasma rifle. I would say the drill with a tanky build or power armor build, shotgun with the force of perk card under agility. Yeah, those are good weapons. I'm kind of surprised we struggled a little bit with this particular icebreaker here. That is what it is, I guess. Let's see what's next. So we can almost do these two here hand in hand. You don't really have to. So again, let's go ahead and kill a Deathclaw 1. Now let's take a look at some great locations for Deathclaws. Of course, we have good old Deathclaw Island over here. Okay, now this is a very popular spot, so if you're stuck to public servers with other people, you may have to server hop this location a couple times until you're able to get them, because other people could get here before you kill them, right? What's that say? Optional. Weird. Now the Deathclaw here doesn't swim, so if you're lower level, I suggest get a ranged weapon like a rifle or a lever action or something. Not a shotgun's not good for this particular thing, but once when you get him running around here, swim across to the other side, shoot him from the other side here. He'll be running around this whole island, but once he gets close and just kind of shoot him a couple times, you'll eventually wear him down and maybe try to cripple his legs. And that way there he kind of slows down a little bit, and then you kind of swim back over, get him a couple more shots. So that's something you can do if you're lower level. And of course, right down here in good old abandoned waste dump, 2 guaranteed Deathclaws right down here, as well as 5 Deathclaw nests down here for the eggs, okay? Now sometimes, very rare, there will be a 3rd Deathclaw that shows up, but again, that is very rare. So let's go after the abandoned waste dump here, just because there's a lot more nests down here for the possibility of Deathclaw egg. Alright, let's lock him out here. Let's pop inside. Couple of nests out here, but we'll look at that here in a second. We'll take care of these Deathclaws. Let's go right inside this cavern. There'll be one roaming around and the other one will be sleeping. And always be on the lookout for the 3rd one that possibly could be around. Now I like to kind of pop up here like a little hidey hole right up here. I like to kind of sit. And if you're lower level, this is where I recommend you come in. But if you follow the missions, you actually come here very early on in game, like maybe like level 21, level 22. Oh, there's our boy down there. He's on his way here. He is on his way. Two-shot him. Nice. Yeah, he was not too happy with that. Kill a Deathclaw. Oh. What is going on there? Oh, he's still twitchy there. Good old twitchy. He's a scorched one too. Wow, that's quite something. Get your black titanium scrap in your gears. Now the second one is right down there. Again, it will be sleeping right down there. See it? It's also a scorched one. That's odd. All right. Let's take a look at the last one here. Collect a Deathclaw egg 1. So again, probably one of the best spots is right where I'm at, the abandoned waste dump. Also right up here at Deathclaw Island, it's also a pretty good spot. Now, I don't really have a whole lot of luck with Deathclaw Island myself. I have found 2 there at one time, but that was only one time of all the times I've ever been there. And sometimes it just doesn't show up, right? So it's right where that Deathclaw pops up out of the ground. That's its nest, okay? And you can try there. You can try, there's a little suitcase here. Try inside the suitcase as well. But once when he gets moving around, he'll kind of kick that egg around a little bit. So just an FYI there. All right, so let's head back to where we come in. But oh. The wrong way, Jim. Might as well take care of this guy too. Oh! That is so weird how it does that with this weapon. Yeah, I don't understand that at all. Why it does that? All right. Alright, so let's head back here to where we first come in, right? This is where we came in through the front door here, okay? You guys remember that? So if you walk right up to where we were, our little hidey hole, as I mentioned, here is the first nest, and always kind of check the nest, but sometimes check outside the nest, and sometimes there'll be one outside the nest as well. So unfortunately, there's not one there, and a broken Deathclaw egg will not count. Okay, it's got to be a full Deathclaw egg. There's a second one right here. Again, no egg. Always check the outside to make sure. Sometimes there'll be one laying there. There's one a little bit further in here. Right where that one was kind of laying down. So here's the other one there. Okay, so you see how outside of the nest, there's a Deathclaw egg right there. And that's it. So that's good. So again, the cracked Deathclaw eggs that will not count, right? And he's a cracked one. All right. So that's a pretty good spot there. Luckily, we got one. So I'm going to show you a real easy one to get. Now, you would have to complete part of the Skyline Valley quest line. I also have that here on the channel. It's a little glitchy, but if you when you start it, you'll eventually get this icon here for the Dark Hollow Manor. Of course, the trading post is a free fast travel once when you discover it. So let's pop down here at the Dark Hollow Manor. Of course, we're going to go right inside the manor. Okay, and that's why I say you have to start the Skyline Valley region. I believe it's I think it's about the second or third quest in. You'll unlock this place. All right, so just follow my directions. We're going to go through this door here. We're going to take a left through this door. I'm gonna head right down these stairs. It's been forever since I've been here. Go down this little hallway here. And you see here it says security.
What's up?
I pop right up here. Here is the security office. Look at that, there's a Deathclaw egg right there. Burp. Just like that, collect Deathclaw egg 1 for 1. But again, you'll have to start the Skyline Valley questline to gain access to the Dark Hollow Manor in order to get that egg up there. That's a nice little violin up there too if you're looking for a violin. It's a pretty good little spot here, nice and easy and quick. Alright, let's see what's next here, and that's it, Jim. Wow, we are done. Sweet. Let's head back to our camp here. gotta fix our weapon up. All right, weapon of the day here, Jim. Let's take a look at that real quick. This awesome icebreaker. So when you first craft the icebreaker, okay, the ones that'll pop up is enemies killed with icebreaker leave behind a cryohazard. Cryohazard slows enemies by 60%. Bashing slows enemies by 60% for 12 seconds. Now, because I have one of the mods here, there's only 4 mods for this gun. It's basically a harpoon gun, same mod. So if you have the mod for fletches, the top one pops in, fires a shotgun blast of harpoon fletches. Okay, and that's where it switches your item stats. So this particular weapon I have here has 123 times 7 damage, which is a lot. 34 times 7 cryo damage. I believe it's 480 cryo hazard for 15 seconds. Let's see what else. Get a single fire. Now it's only it takes harpoons, obviously. It only takes 3, but it reloads so fast, and it's so good. You guys saw the video I made a couple days ago. I didn't really notice it. I didn't really notice it, only having the capacity of 3, 2 in the chamber, or 1 in the chamber and 2 in the mag. But yeah, it wasn't that bad if you watch that video. And if you're on the fence about it, you can check out that video. It's almost about an hour long, but it's all time-stamped. And I show a bunch of different enemies. They're all different levels. Check that out if you so wish. Now it is a heavy gun, so let's take a look at our perk cards here. So under strength we have Master Heavy Gunner, Expert Heavy Gunner, all maxed out. We have good old lock and load, baby. Yeah, these other ones here, Bullet Shield's a good one, fireproof so I don't kill myself. So this one here, don't have to worry about that one too much. And under luck we have 1 gun army, is good for heavy guns as well. Legendary perk cards, these ones here don't change for me, they stay the same. And as you can see, they're all maxed out, and I'm very happy with these guys for a very long time. Yeah, so there you guys go, double score weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share if you get the chance. It really helps me out. I'd like to thank my channel members, Artistically Arranged, Michael Edwards, Nigel Wiffen, Heather, Whitetribe, Mr. Shelton, Drake Stamps, NotMeButMeYesMe, that's me, Drew, Andrew, Demon, Confoundedbridge, Wave Warner, John DJ59, Picquerist, Gwen Trutnau, Tony Watson, Jaye Flow, FelixTheKat. Thank you all so very much, and I hope you all have a nice day.